Lionel Messi have been handed 2-game ban for his red card over the weekend in the Spanish Super Cup against Athletic Bilbao. And Messi received the red card in that encounter. I saw Barcelona losing that game 3-2 after extra time. And of course, just before we came into the studio, he has been handed 2-match ban for what happened. Welcome to another edition of Sport Roundup on Pensioners 106.7 FM at Barry Goni in the city of Ibadan. We call this Sport Roundup, we call this Football 360. This is where we talk everything, just football. From the Nigerian scene, of course, to the European level. It's definitely going to be the best of football analysis. And right here, matches over the weekend, the top 5 leagues. The return of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. NPFL games. Abia Warriors getting their first ever point in the new season. There's so much to talk about. And of course, we can't just wait to get started. I got the guys in the building already well seated and ready to do justice to every story. And of course, every footballing matters at this moment. But then don't forget that I used to say work without play, Mr. Jacket, boy. But like I used to say, everything without sport makes me the dullest guy ever. Leave it. I remain the sports illuminator, Raymond. We're saying welcome on board. I've got Idris Abiola, and of course, I've got Toyos here as well in the building. Good afternoon, guys.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Raymond. Good afternoon, Toyos. Good afternoon, dear esteemed listener. Another fantastic time for us to take ourselves around the world of sport on Sport Roundup. From here, Pensioners 106.7 FM, very good in the Ibadan. And just like Raymond already said earlier on, a lot of interesting talking points on the show this afternoon. Talking of Euro Roundup, of course, we all knew what went down in the Bundesliga, where is certain Robert Lewandowski. And Toyosi would always say that Robert Lewandowski. I mean, setting another score record. That one, as it becomes the first player to score 21 goals in the first 16 games.
That's superb.
Fantastic one. Don't forget, he's the current reigning champion, the world best player as we speak. And of course, in the French league, the PSG returned to the top of the French.
Why Lyon missed the chance losing at home?
Yeah, definitely.
In that one, losing at home, that was a shocker.
You also want to say maybe on the flip side now, Pochettino has contracted coronavirus.
Something comes with something, but we'll get there. Definitely.
All right, talking of maybe stories making the rounds at the NFF, don't forget they have set up a panel, COVID-19, special task force as regards COVID-19. So they are saying, okay, clubs should adhere strictly to the protocols, COVID-19 protocols, to ensure that the players are safe, officials are safe, to ensure that everyone is safe. Everyone that has something to do with sport.
Yeah, I think it's high time we start taking this thing serious.
Yeah.
The COVID is here, so we just have to we have to tackle it and follow every protocol to the letter.
Follow. Okay, that one. You welcome yourself, but let me welcome you officially to yourself.
Okay, good morning to the guys in the
studio. Good morning, Ke. Are you feeling cold?
Good afternoon to the guys in the studio and good afternoon to our listeners. It's so good to be here again to talk sports. We're going to give you the breakdown of everything that went down over the weekend and everything in world football today.
Okay, he just walked in. He's a fantastic Chelsea fan, and over the weekend they managed to win by a long goal, even though the red card have helped Chelsea in that one. Femi Shitu is here. You came late. I'm going to find you last, but then that is after the program. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. And of course, good afternoon to the guys, Toyosi, Idris, and of course, to you, the main anchor now, Raymond. As regards what you just said now, I won't agree with that. It's because of record.
No, the record. They all slay you for weekend.
That was not what you told me. I equally told him the same thing. I think we met on Sunday. Or was it yesterday that I was telling you that if not because of record, you guys would not have won that game?
Well,
or you denied. You said you concurred. You said yes that Chelsea were not even at their best.
I was frustrated then.
Yeah. Okay, welcome guys. Let's start immediately from the home for the MPFL match. The 5 went down over the weekend, and of course we saw 20 goals in that, 6 home wins, 4 draws, and of course no away wins in that one. Of course we got Abia Warriors who got their first ever point away from home. I mean, was that a threat? 3 match of Timantum, you're going away to Ifeanyi, and of course they found it. It was a late go for Ifeanyi, but they could have gone away with the 3 point. Yeah. But then they find a way of getting their first ever point.
Yeah, really. You want to say that for Imama Amakpakabo, maybe it's got something working for him now. Don't forget that this same man, we can say that he has problem. Don't forget he handled the Chan Eagles. They couldn't get to the African Nations Championship, which is
it was just a messy situation in that
Cameroon. A messy situation bad one for him. He was complaining then that the players couldn't execute his tactics on the pitch of play. Now, you're handling an MPFL side, Aqua United. Now, the same thing is happening. First 4 games, you couldn't even get a point. I mean, you're losing games. And the management of the team had to come up with a resolution. Don't forget, they had a meeting against, after their lackadaisical performance against Ifeanyi, where they lost by 3-0. And they said, look, we're giving you 3 games ultimatum. If you're not able to come up with something better for us, you will suffer for it. You have to lose your job. Then the first game, we saw that game against Aqua United, and they shared the spoils. The spoils were shared, and you want to say maybe that's enough. Really, if you had lost that game, we would have said, okay, that is going to be the end. But now, there's going to be
Idris.
I think he has done fairly well.
Idris, there's likely going to be a kind of double standard here. According to statement, it is 3-match ultimatum. You have to win those 3 games. Going away to Ifeanyi, you got a first draw.
You see, the board will have to be considerate too.
You are the board, Abby. You are the board. Are you the board?
Idris, football is considered.
You have to be considered. Now, look at the games they have ahead. MFM and maybe Lobby Stars or Rangers. I can't remember the third game now. I knew they've drawn against Aqua United
over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
Now they have MFM on the 24th of January playing, although they're going to be playing at home though. But then you want to can they win this game? Playing a certain MFM, you don't go to MFM and take a point. No, you dare not. Even Rangers that did it over the last weekend, they knew what they suffered. Because if you go to the soccer temple, you cannot be so sure that you're going to get a point away from that place.
Yeah, but for Rangers to suffer it, they should be able to suffer it also.
They just have to see
talking about your job
that he has been able to get a draw. I think they should just
that would be a moral booster.
They should continue to monitor as it progresses.
But
the 2 games.
But it is quote and unquote. Then what is the essence of the 3-match ultimatum? Is that a threat?
Really,
like I said,
maybe they want to see how the team is going to fare, really, because they can't come out to tell me that what they are saying is that you should get the maximum 3 points out of the 3 games.
9 points from 3 games.
9 points from
obviously, that can be what you're expecting.
Raymond, Idris said something now.
I don't expect that.
You said you are not sure. Okay, you don't want to believe they are being considerate now with the fact that they're having on 3 matches.
I said they have to be considerate.
They have to be considerate. I think in the first place, if they are considerate, they won't even said that ultimatum.
No, really, there are things you do. Raymond,
it's just to flare the team up.
No. There are some things you do. You and I talked about this on Saturday. We said that the coach has not been getting it right in terms of performances, in terms of results. Then you have to put him under pressure. You know, sometimes when you put a coach under pressure, you want to bring you feel that you want to bring out the best thing because they've not been performing.
But they've
had an underwhelming start to the season.
And also putting a coach under pressure can also, lead to negative results. Just they got a first away point away to Ifeanyi. They're playing next against MFM at home in Okigwe. The last game is definitely going to be away from home. So you know what I mean? Take it ultimatum now. Take it ultimatum 2 away games in that same period. That is definitely more than a pressure.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. That, while I won't blame the management for doing this because they want better results. They want better results.
We understand.
I won't blame them. But then we are human beings. We know. I can't say because you have not been giving me results. I will now say, okay, each task as this. You should get 3 points from each of these games. No, that is not the correct interpretation. I believe that is not the correct interpretation of what they're saying. But then Coach Imama Amakpakabo knows that. I mean, he's under pressure and he has to, whether he's going to change his tactics, whether he's going to change players. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he knows what is at stake. He knows he has to put things right.
I think 6 points over 9 points should be fair.
So possibly,
I think I was going to go.
Can I pick the 6 points? It's pick 1 point now. If it assume playing at home.
For me, I think they are going away.
No, they're playing at home to MFM.
Okay. I can't even guarantee that one.
Okay, another results that went down over the weekend for match day 5. Enyimba 2-1 win over Kano Pillars. That was the match of the weekend, and of course, Enyimba got that over Kano Pillars. If Enyimba playing at home 100 against Abia Warriors, told you that already. The Chicago Stars goalless. They won their first away game since 2008.
Yeah.
They couldn't, continue that run. They drew at home to Kwara United by a long goal. Lobby Stars 2-1 win over Dakada. MFM, the soccer temple, 100 against Enugu Rangers. That was a big game in there, but then it was just Rangers finding their way and getting a draw out of that. That's how United 1-0 win over Katsina United. Plateau United, 3-0 win over Adamawa United. Rivers United continue their lovely run. 5 matches, 12 points. Seems like Stanley Eguma boys are ready for the league. Last season, we know how it ended, but this time around, barely nothing. It seems like these guys are ready to take the boot by the hand. I think it goes to 1 win over Atlanta of Owerri. Sunshine Stars again left it so late to beat the Warri Wolves by a long goal in that encounter. And of course, we got all those games that went down over the weekend. Which one surprises you?
Really, there's no gainsaying. Rivers United are the most informed team in the land as we speak. Winning games. Out of 5 games, they've been able to win 4. They've been able to win 4.
They've won 1, 4.
And I think they drew 1.
They lost 1.
They lost 1. So meaning that they have 12 points at the moment. So, leading the pack in that one. And of course, you look at Sunshine Stars of Akure. We talked about this also in one of the previous editions of the show, where we said that a lot of coaches, Benga Ogumbote, Imama Amakwakabo, even Fidelis Ilechuku of Atlant, these coaches are under pressure at the moment. For Atlant, they've not been getting good result. They've only won 1 game, just like you said earlier on. And in fact, Fidelis himself has refused to come to the sideline whenever his team, is playing now. Because I could recall that it's only when they were playing Eyimba that he came back to the sideline, and they got the result in that one. Don't forget, that was the only
game they've won after 5 matches, 30 points. I mean, languishing in 18th position at the moment.
I don't seem to understand why he has been refusing to come back to the sideline.
Maybe they will win.
So, apart from that, I think, for Rivers United, like I said earlier on, if they can, continue with that momentum, I think they're going to go a long way. They don't forget they are still participating on the continent.
Yes, definitely.
So they've got quite a lot. More.
Maybe they could just go on with the momentum and see where it could end. But then the table looks like the Rivers United 5 matches, 12 points. Of course, match 5 generally, and of course, Leicester United second 11 points. Lobby Stars third 10 points. Enugu Rangers 10 points. Enyimba to complete the top 5 with 9 points after 4 games. And of course, for the relegation, I mean, if I buy 5 matches, 4 points, if Atlanta of Owerri 5 matches, 3 points, and the United 5 matches, 2 points.
They've lost 4.
Abia Warriors 5 matches, 1 point. Tomorrow we're going to see Kwara United against Enyimba in that one. There was no away win over the weekend, and of course, just I think two draws. And of course, we got 2 draws. Just in a match where there was no goal was the guy Golden State against Kwara United. MPFL shaping up, definitely looking so good. Abia Israel is still up there with 3 goals at the top scorer. Martins, I mean, of course, our second on 3 goals as well. I mean, those are the top 2. We have the rise of Rabi Ali as well. Of course, new joining on board is Shedrack Ogali, who has now scored 3 goals. So 3 goals from 5 different players tops the list of top scorers as far as Nigerian Football League, Professional Football League is concerned. Upcoming games will be this Sunday. Of course, the matches will return. Of course, on Saturday, on Sport, we definitely will touch that of fixtures are coming on board. But I know a lot of people will be waiting to see if Imama will get that one in Okigwe when he hosts MFM, talking about people being under serious pressure. Before we leave the home front, yesterday as well, Golden Eagle fire away in Togo. 3 goals to 2 losses to Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast has had 88 minutes. They were 3-0 up in that one, but then they rallied back to save their faces, and it was 3 goals to 2 at the end of the day. Fatah boys coming second. And that's that one.
I think for me, it's a sad one. I was actually, rooting for them to win that one.
Sad one for you?
Yes. I expected them to win. I mean,
because Ivory Coast have defeated Nigeria the first game.
This is the second time they are meeting. The first time out, I thought,
Femi, when you realized that by the 88th minute, it was 3 goals to nothing for Ivory Coast, I don't expect to be sad again.
No. I'm talking before the match now.
Okay.
That I was expecting Nigeria to win, going by the fact that this is the second time they're going to meet, and then you feel that okay, probably the coach has already highlighted some things that were done in the first time out when they met, and the second time they were not supposed to repeat the same mistake. But it was a different game at the yesterday's one. When Cote d'Ivoire match 3-2 victorious over Nigeria. I think Abdullahi, sparking up a late comeback and the 9 minutes of that one, scoring a brace. It was just too late for them to overturn that deficit. I think going forward, as one person said, now I'm trying to remember the name of the person, said we should not just look at the result of that game, that building up together, to venture into the senior squad. I think it's a good one for them going forward. But then I don't know, because of all the uncertainties and inadequacies that surround Nigerian football with tournament competition in 2020, I feel like this one should actually begin on a new note. But we are still on the old note.
The positive around this was the fact that Golden Eagles secured a ticket for the AFCON Under-17 in Morocco later in March. I mean, that was just the beauty of it, despite everything that went around. I mean, the preparation for that one.
Yeah.
They got the ticket. That was the positive.
A blessing.
Now they can just go back and get cohesive, get the boys on board before March. I mean, this is January. They still have a month plus to train. I mean, to prepare for the one. I mean, for that one in Morocco, because that will lead to a ticket to the World Cup.
Yeah, really. I think we should not be too sure. We should not be too confident. We should not be too happy that these boys have arrived. You look at
they've not arrived.
They only won one
They
game
lost
out
the
of
final,
4 games
arrived.
played.
They've arrived at home.
They only won one, and you want to say that they had another. I mean, edge grade football have not been so impressive as far as we're concerned in Nigeria, and they had another calamitous outing. Right there in Togo. Don't forget the under-22 actually had a very bad outing.
That one on top pass.
So I think it's not too good. But then they can always, make excuse that 47 or 40-something players were dropped out of over 60 players that were initially camped in Abuja, and then the coach just had to do with 20-something players, 25 or 27 or thereabout that he had. So meaning that they only trained for 2 weeks or thereabout before a prior to the commencement of this competition. So if you go with that analysis, you may want to say that, well, they performed fairly well. Do you understand? They performed fairly well. They didn't really have enough time to get themselves prepared for this competition. So I think they did well, fairly well, and
at least picking that ticket.
Yes. To the understanding.
Well, as Raymond has said, they have
in
like
Morocco.
a month to prepare for Morocco.
So
let's
in
see.
their hand now.
Maybe they'll just finish the job this time around.
And
Go
they should-
there and win.
Oh,
Yes, go there and win.
no excuse, Femi. No
No
excuse
excuse.
for them in the next 1 month.
2021. We are winning. We are winning.
Okay. Away from the Golden Eagles, we secure the ticket to the Under-17 AFCON later in March 2021, definitely in Morocco. We'll go straight to Europe, and of course, I'll be starting from the French League. Our part, of course, has to be Lyon, who surprisingly lost at home to Metz on Sunday. And one thing I want to bring about in this game was that Depay, and of course, they were speaking. I think I was reading some kind of their interview, ailing themselves. Before the game, and as Mother Luck we have it, or I don't like to use the word. Unfortunately, they played against Metz and they lost that game. 1-0, and they're allowing PSG to consolidate over there. 2 points behind PSG, but then that was shocking for me. Lyon losing at home to Metz.
You know when players of the caliber of Depay come out playing for Lyon, come out to make statements about them being times 10 better if they're playing for one of the top 3 clubs.
Yeah,
That questions your state of mind actually. So them playing against
maybe they were buzzing. They are having a good season.
Yeah.
On tour with PSG. They are about at that point they were leading.
You couldn't show up against Metz and you expect
Maybe that's for
that you'll be 10 times better in one of the top 3 clubs. Don't they know that the higher you go, the higher
top
the
fight
top fight becomes? Do they think the top 3 teams in the world have it easy? They have teams coming at them every year in, year out, and they couldn't turn up against Metz. So I think you should just go back to the drawing board.
Maybe this is the beginning of like we used to say, when the season starts in French League, it is all PSG. Of course, they have been on tour with PSG after March 20. Maybe
and probably they felt they could see it through to the end.
Maybe this is the time PSG will just do the normal run away.
Nah, PSG is going.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe.
Don't forget, we have PSG with a new coach, Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah.
He already won his first trophy as a manager, so I think he'll be buzzing. He'll be beaming of confidence right now to actually go all the way to win his first league trophy as a manager too.
First league trophy, got his first ever trophy definitely. I mean, the Super Cup
Femi,
against
are you
Marseille.
saying if I want to win a trophy, I should just go and coach PSG?
Well, if you have the credentials.
If I have to be okay, no
If
problem.
not, just stay with your aqua.
Okay, in France, 21 goals was scored over the weekend. 6 away win, 2 home win, 4. I mean, 1 game postponed in that one. Of course, we got a 4 clean sheet for different teams. A lot of the results on Friday, it started Monaco winning away to Montpellier. I think it goes to 2. Nimes against Marseille, it was 2 goals to 1 away win over Villas-Boas guys. And of course, Paris Saint-Germain won by a long goal against Angers. In that one, of course, I loving Kozawa getting that goal. Brest lost at home to Reims, and of course, the match that was postponed was Lyon against Dijon. It was 1-1 draw against between Nantes and Lens, and of course, Nice losing at home as well to Bordeaux. So much away wins, definitely. Strasbourg won, Saint-Etienne 0. Lille consolidating themselves, of course, tying on point for 2 points with PSG, 2 goals to 1 win over Reims, and of course, the last one of the day, I saw Lyon losing at home to Metz. And of course, tomorrow we're going to see Marseille against Lens in that one. At the top of the table, PSG still leading 20 points for 20 matches for 2 points, definitely. Lille 20 matches rather for 2 points. Lyon third 40 points in that one. Monaco fourth 36 points. Relegation since Nimes 15 points. Dijon 14 points. Of course, Lorient 12 points in that order. We move straight to Germany where it was all record breaking for a certain Lewandowski. 2 goals to 1 win over Freiburg. And of course, don't forget the return of a certain Jovic for Eintracht Frankfurt.
That's the most amazing.
Passing a message to Zinedine Zidane. Come on, I've got my boot back.
Well, I read something saying Zidane calling Jovic useless and worthless. Then Frankfurt were like, hold my beer.
Came on and substitute against Schalke 04 and scored 2 braces. I mean, scored a brace rather 2 goals in that one. I mean, you want to ask what happened to Jovic right there in Madrid. Is it a case of Zidane not wanting or not liking it?
You know, I think there are so many sides to that question. You look at some players, even in the past, that some players might just be when you get to a particular league, you hit the ground running, then you move away from that league. When you get to another one, you find it difficult to establish yourself, and that is exactly. But in the case of Jovic, you know, don't forget he came from Germany. He came from Germany to Real Madrid.
Yeah,
and he was flourishing then, but when he moved to Real Madrid,
so a different environment.
It was a different environment. Maybe it took him time to establish himself as one of the.
But will you not question the management skills of Zinedine Zidane?
I was going to talk about that too. You know, some managers are like, well, I already had my players even before you came, and if you're not ready to hit the ground running, I won't, wait for you. I've got no time to waste. Since I have stars in my team already. So maybe because Jovic is not that kind of a player that you can actually say, let me hold on, let me wait, let me be patient for him. The problem that Zinedine Zidane actually had with him, I don't know, but then I feel that it just happens. This thing happens to virtually every player.
Yeah,
you don't know what you get to see. Okay, now look at even Willian. He has been playing in England for over, I think, 9 years or 7 years or thereabout. But now he's playing at Arsenal. He's not been able to reciprocate the form. He went
to collect his pension at Arsenal.
So it happens.
Yeah. I think one thing that surprised me for a player like Luka Jovic, I think the first time around, I wouldn't even lie to you, I was very, very supportive of this player because, the kind of record he was bringing from Frankfurt now, it was very prolific in front of goal. And then he came to Real Madrid. I mean, he scores a couple of goals in like 2 or 1 campaign.
He didn't really score those. I think he had 2 goals.
He had 2 goals.
I mean,
for someone that took Frankfurt to semi-final of
the Europa League, definitely.
And then he left the Bernabeu side now to join the Frankfurt again. And then he equaled that tally in just a short cameo. I mean, it's a very, very.
It says it all.
Yes, and I think one thing I've come to realize is the fact that beyond the players' brilliance, I mean, the capabilities and features, I think the man management too, the personal relationship of the coach always helped that kind of player.
There's one thing I've noticed about Zidane: if he doesn't like you,
There's nothing you can do about it.
If he doesn't like you, there's nothing you will say.
He get coconut.
He know the year
I think
one.
the
You
best
know the
example you
year
can
one.
always give as regards that is Gareth Bale.
Gareth Bale, if he doesn't want to,
But
the day will not blink an eye.
I think this is a by form of digression, diversion actually, because Gareth Bale that Idris just mentioned now, he's suffering the same fate.
He's not picking up at the time.
Apart from the fact that maybe he didn't see the good
Bench
side of
coming.
the manager, but then you look at what he has. I mean, his internal injuries has been his greatest on.
But he has been fit for quite some time now, and Jose Mourinho
he
hasn't
hasn't been able to replicate that form. I mean, we got to the Premier League, definitely. Maybe we'll have the time to talk about Gareth Bale and Tottenham Hotspur. Matches went down in Germany as well. Berlin 1-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen, FC Cologne. Goalless against Hertha Berlin. Borussia Dortmund 1-1 draw against Mainz. Offenham goalless against Arminia Bielefeld. Werder Bremen 2-0 win over Augsburg. Of course, Wolfsburg 1-2. Rasenball and Leipzig also too many draws in Germany. Stuttgart against Mönchengladbach and a draw. Bayern Munich 2-1 a win over Freiburg, and of course Eintracht Frankfurt 3-1 win over Schalke 04. In Germany, all over we saw 19 goals, 4 home wins, 4 draws, no single away win. Of course, we got 4 different clean sheets for different teams in that one coming from Germany. Bayern Munich still leading, 16 matches, 36 points. Leipzig second, 32 points. Bayer Leverkusen 29 points. Borussia Dortmund is it 40?
Yeah, so 29 points.
I expected to have gone downwards, gone back so much, but that's still 29 points. Relegation also Cologne at 12 points, Mainz 7 points, Schalke 04.
The season is still young.
It's still young.
They just played 16 matches.
No.
Young.
In Germany, it's 32 games.
It's 32 games.
Because you have 18 teams.
Yes, this halfway. And of course, if you don't get serious with immediate effect, then you're going to find yourself right there.
And relegation waters.
I think I have no doubt Bayern will still scoop that.
That one is not.
That's not up for debate.
In Spain, there are no matches over the weekend because of the Spanish Super Cup. And in the final, we had Barcelona losing to Athletic Bilbao by 3-2 in that one. Griezmann scoring a brace, but then they made that brace useless.
Yeah, he was very gutted at the end of that match.
The defenders were not up to. When you have a team like Athletic Bilbao putting in a spirited performance like that, you just have to give it to them.
I mean, some 2 weeks ago, they just lost to Barcelona, at home. But then this time around, they had other options. It was 3-2.
Yeah, the final is a different ballgame.
Each time, they keep coming back, and they were ready before Inaki Williams eventually got that goal. And it was, maybe Barcelona never expected that, but then for Athletic Bilbao, it was a spirited performance.
I think for me, yes, it was a very decisive performance from them. And then, going into that match, you feel like, okay, Barcelona, they are the overwhelming favorite, to always win that trophy. And I think that will be the second time in recent time that they've actually won Barcelona in the final.
Of course, yeah. The last time, 2015, it was 5-1 on aggregate.
And
and of course, this time around, it was 3-2. Super Cup. Now that Cup, Bilbao won was also Valverde.
That's a massive start right there.
Massive start.
And so, of course, Bilbao, congratulations to them. 3-2 win for Athletic Bilbao as they won the Spanish Super Cup, which has been turned into 4 teams, different teams now, instead of the normal league winner, of course, Copa del Rey. Instead, if you win a double, it's going to be the finalist of the Copa del Rey against the league winner in that one. But then, like I said once again, Athletic Bilbao, congratulations for winning that one. We'll go straight to Italy. The biggest match of the weekend in Italy has to be Inter Milan against Juventus. And of course, finally, Antonio Conte seems to tell you, come on, this league, this season, is going to be fine to finish. It has to be Milan. It is right there. The title, like I said it were somewhere. It's going to be Milan.
Yes.
They thought Juventus. It was a spirited performance.
From the first minute to the last minute.
They were all over Juventus.
Chiellini will have wished he never played that match. Lukaku was all over him.
It was a game, you look at it. If you want to give Juventus a chance, then you say no.
Yes, we've been doubting Antonio Conte's capability. Can he go all the way, to actually win the league? But then this is some statement, a victory. This is some statement victory that it shows his intent to actually win this league. And then if you look at Juventus, in recent time they've been churning up that victory. They've been grinding out results. But then I was even thinking they are going to be the favorites going into that match.
Well, they look the favorite because
you know,
the past two games of Inter Milan have been lost one. I mean, draw one, lost one.
Yes,
I mean, go to that game. And Juventus defeated AC Milan. Abyss Solo coming to that game.
Now you understand.
And you look at the fact that they have the momentum.
Yes, if you connect the dots now, you know, Juventus actually ended
Milan
unbeaten run.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, okay, probably they are coming back. We all know they've been dominating in recent season. You still feel like, okay, they are still going to dominate this season again. But then they won AC Milan, Stefano Pioli's side, and then going into that match with Antonio Conte, who has not been getting results. I mean, no, nobody saw that coming. But then it's a good one for Antonio Conte's side. At least it will still give them some kind of morale, boost.
Keeping the pressure on AC Milan.
Yes,
that's just
yes.
3 points separating the two teams.
Milan also won winning yesterday.
And then one man came back to score it.
We go in there definitely. Juventus lost that one 2-0. And of course, from the very first minute, like Toyosi said, they were all over Juventus. Arturo Vidal giving them the lead before Nicolo Barella. I mean, double the lead in the 52nd minute. It was all over. Definitely, he gave his all in that one. And in that game, I also felt a certain Pirlo. Again, his rookie spirit came on board on him. And you want to question his tactics once again. Wesley McKennie, I would have expected him to start a game, but then it was Al Ramsey starting that game. I think he wanted to use the same tactics against AC Milan, but then Conte read that very well, and he countered it immediately, and it was all over for them. It was, I mean, Juventus, you could say, it's not going to be their season.
That's 10 points. 10 points off the.
They still have a match.
Yes, they have a game in hand.
They have a game in hand, but then if they win against Napoli, they will be 7 points behind. But it looks like Juventus is not going to be Juventus season. It's either Inter or AC at the moment in Italian Serie A. Yesterday, Bacalera came back 2-0, 39 years of age, still scoring, pulling AC Milan through away to Cagliari.
I think if it was not for Ibrahimovic yesterday, they wouldn't have won that game. Don't forget this.
When you have a big man.
Yeah, you have a big man, at the front, somebody who is very tall, maybe the tallest of every player on the pitch. No doubt about that. He's very, very tall. And the one thing about Ibrahimovic is that he's always confident of himself. He knows his qualities. He, at the age of 39, look at the way he's been scoring the goals, getting in and out of the box. You know that, of course, for every defender that wants to play against Ibrahimovic, you have a very big task ahead of you. You don't even want him to control the ball, because once he is able to control the ball, chest down, he turns, he hit the ball, and well, if he has not taken, if the goalkeeper is not on alert, the ball enters into the back of the net. So that's one thing you have when you have a certain Ibrahimovic leading the attack for you. But I think for AC Milan, well, it's still, I can say AC Milan, Inter Milan.
3 points separating both sides.
3 points separating both sides.
You said something about if Zlatan Ibrahimovic was not present in that match yesterday. But let's not forget that AC Milan
they've been winning.
They lost just one match in
without
Ibrahimovic. So that says a lot about the spirit of this team.
They've been grinding out grand results so much.
Another thing that helps AC Milan is early goals. They always score in the first half.
Okay,
they always score in the first half.
Toyosi, I would say agree with Idris' submission. If you look at Ibrahimovic you're talking about now, he actually won the penalty. He scored a brace in that match in the 7 minutes, and he converted that. Obviously, he has 12 goals this season already, that 12 goals is just coming from 7 starts.
From 7, I think 8.
From 7 starts. Yes, 7 starts.
Really, okay. I wouldn't refute your argument, because we all
when it was away, they missed him.
When
they didn't really miss him. They didn't
really miss him. When it was away,
they
were winning games too. They were winning games.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
then you look at yesterday's game.
They need maybe we would just say.
I think a certain Chanalolu was not available yesterday.
Chanalolu, I'm not sure.
Brahim
Diaz wasn't available.
Brahim Diaz started the match. Brahim Diaz and Chanalolu is one of the driving forces.
But he still brings this versatility to that team when he's available for selection.
Definitely.
I agree.
I mean, Milan doing very well.
Let them win that league. Take that thing away from Juventus.
Juventus,
the old lady.
Since 2012, they've been winning the league. Since 2020,
let them live after their name. Old lady.
They catch you out.
But then also, just like you're saying, the old lady, I think Italian Serie A is known for the old guys. The former Juventus player Mandzukic definitely, going to join AC Milan as well. Not to forget Fikayo Tomori as well. I mean, if all this goes well, definitely you have those two players on board as soon as possible. I mean, is that?
perfect recruitment. Please just give them the league already.
But then you can't rule out Inter Milan.
Yeah.
I mean, AC Milan first, 43 points, Inter 40 points, Napoli 34 points, Roma 34 points, and of course, Juventus fifth, 33 points. In the relegation zone, has to be Torino 13 points, Parma 13 points, Crotone 12 points right there in Italy. That is how it is in Italian Serie A. We'll move straight to the league everybody wants to. Okay, before we go quickly, some statistics there in Italy. There are 23 goals in all competition. I mean, over the weekend matches played. Just one away win, and that was by AC Milan. 6 home win, 3 draws, and of course 5 clean sheets from different teams in that draw. We'll go straight to England.
Well, what can we say now? The champions against the league leaders at Anfield, and
I love that.
I like the way you started.
I love that.
Champions against the league leaders at Anfield.
I love it.
I mean, it was I didn't see much of fireworks. Well, I stand to be corrected, but me, I didn't see much of fireworks in that game. Somebody actually came to Anfield to pack buses. I don't know. At every point in time, when you come to Anfield to play, you always want to defend. You don't want to concede goals, and you want to.
Just I sense pain in your statement.
Collect the LA.
If you truly watch that match, Man United had the clearest chances.
We're not talking about.
They could have taken 3 points from Anfield.
You guys, I'm forgetting.
And you come out and talking about them packing the box.
How do you
Sentiment
You complain about me packing the box and still I had the best chances.
How
does that work?
They had the best of chances in that game.
I had most shot on target.
Wait, see. When you are defending, you have quality players that are well groomed. Paul Pogba, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, and these guys are very, very good. We all know that they've been consistent. I mean, winning games prior to that game, and then you have come to defend. I mean, these are good players. If that means if they will not concede, they can as well.
Toyosi, should I put this to you? Do you agree with the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came to Anfield looking
that will not be the first. That will not be the first time. That will not be the first time.
Are you disappointed? Are you happy with that?
Manchester United against Liverpool?
I won't argue with you because if you are looking at the statistics of that match, Man United had the most shot on target. So if Man United actually came
the ball, so be realistic.
Okay, Liverpool didn't pack the box, but still didn't have enough shot on target.
Yeah, of course.
Because Manchester United were defending.
So what was the essence of the communal attack?
You see.
What was the essence of the communal attack?
The truth of the matter is that.
And do you expect Man United to come to Anfield that they've not lost?
Yeah.
They've not
lost. Let me come with this.
We're not ruthless. That's the truth of it.
And was Man United front three ruthless?
Wait.
Rashford.
This is my honest analysis of that game. Toyosi Idris. I think for Liverpool, I think in recent time, they've been struggling to score. In front of Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Bobby Firmino. It was very, very hard, and you will see that in that game. But for me, but the question that Raymond actually posed to Toyosi the other time, what I'm going to say about that is if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually came with the intention to win just a point, I think with the way Man U were set up that day, it was a case of pack the bus, wait for your chance. On the counter attack, then you win. So I still think to a large extent they came with that intention to win a point.
To win
the
the
truth
game.
of the matter
And Man United had the opportunity to win the game, to kill the game.
But I docked my ass for Harry Maguire and Lindelof.
Do you think if United
and a certain Luke Shaw?
Toyosi, if United,
Luke Shaw dropped money, pick it on the floor.
Toyosi, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been more attacking against that Shamboli Liverpool defense, do you think you have more chances?
Well, if I'm being sincere, I don't think McTominay should have started that game. If you truly wanted to win the game,
just one DM would have been enough.
One DM would have been enough because you have a centre back pairing of Henderson and Fabinho. You could have gone all out for that. I felt Man United should have gotten the 3 points in Anfield. They should have taken advantage of.
The best time to beat Liverpool should have been on Sunday.
Yeah, a certain Van Dijk absence. That should have been the best opportunity to break the record. And Solskjaer also said it that he was sad not to get the 3 points.
Why are you sad when you put out a negative team on board?
But can I speak to you? He doesn't know what he's saying.
Don't mind
It's not serious because I felt he could have gone there to get the 3 points. You put a
It
player
was
that
there for the taking.
it was there for the taking.
Yeah,
you
it was there.
don't play.
Mohamed Salah was playing as if he's not
No,
confident.
Salah doesn't come to play against United.
When you
That's-
see
that's always
when
been.
you see
was
a
even
pairing-
running
when
away.
you see a pairing of Fred and McTominay, don't expect
You
ball
don't expect,
progression.
of course, definitely sloppy.
Don't
It's
expect
going to be
ball
sloppy in the middle.
progression. You don't expect that. Pogba was all over the pitch trying to progress the ball, but Fred and McTominay were just trying to pass back to Maguire.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
1 point.
1 point. I mean, and they maintained it at the top.
A
Definitely,
massive
that's a-
1 point.
But then, and United fans were actually celebrating. I got some United fans were celebrating. I was wondering,
No,
like,
it's nothing to celebrate because
I
they
mean, how
have
they
gotten the
celebrate
3
that?
points.
It's been so long since they've been in the first position.
They
I
have
mean,
gotten the
it's
3
worth
points.
celebrating.
Well, first position that Man City will take from them anytime soon.
Okay, games went down definitely. But yesterday, a certain Aubameyang returned back to scoring. We're scoring 2 goals as he defeated Newcastle United. As since like finally Arteta has found the mojo. I mean, to bring back Arsenal in that one. And of course, before you know, I mean, the table in the Premier League, I keep looking at it and I don't understand.
Very, very interesting.
I
Very
mean,
interesting.
Very.
I mean,
I
number from
The tag
Arsenal.
of the most competitive league actually fits.
Arsenal to Everton is just to Tottenham Hotspur is just 4 point different. 4 point different. And of course, Liverpool is in 4th. In fact, let me just say, if you lose a game in Premier League, you go down to it, you win, you come back to 2nd. That is just, I mean,
The way they set up.
Just
season.
last year, we're talking about Arsenal in the relegation zone and
I mean,
Chelsea being title
title contenders. I mean,
Now,
you know,
what is the difference between Arsenal and Chelsea?
2
now?
points.
Can you just imagine?
Title contender against relegation
Relegation
battle.
battle.
I mean, listen,
But
that says it
But
all.
for yesterday's game against Newcastle, I think for a player like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to come back in form at this particular point in time is very, very trivial to Arsenal's cause, to actually qualify for the top 4 this season. And he scored a brace. He did the woodwork in the first half, and then he's a
And
very,
I think we need to
commanding
encourage a
display.
certain Smith Rowe. The
yes,
guy-
yeah,
yes,
five
yes.
assists.
That
Kieran
young
Tierney.
chap,
I mean, 5
and
assists
Kieran
in.
Tierney.
I mean, 5 assists
Also
in.
Bukayo Saka.
And
Of
Bukayo
course,
Saka.
definitely,
Those
those
young
young
chaps
chaps are really putting things through for Arsenal. And since like Arteta, I mean, since we have found his way around our team, everything seems cool for them. They're winning games all over and
And
over.
I think it's time to party because Partey showed up
We'll be
yesterday.
here
Yeah.
waiting for them. Let's see how far
Don't
you
leave
take
me.
them.
Party after party. Okay, matches went down for the weekend in England. Definitely a load of results. The only game that ended in stalemate has to be United against Liverpool 0-0. But then 4-0 win for Manchester City, and before we know it, City are back in the title race.
Just
Just
like
like
they
I
never
mean,
left.
again in hand tomorrow against
Just like they never left. Just like they
And-
never left.
and one beautiful thing about City was the fact that ever since losing to Jose Mourinho Tottenham Hotspur, they've got a run of like 11-12 games, picking like 9 clean sheets.
And considering just 2 goals.
Just to go, it seems like
No.
a certain Pep has done something, transition to that team,
No, you just
and they
have-
are keeping clean sheets.
You have to give it to Ruben Diaz and John Stones.
I mean,
No,
we
they-
revitalized
Look at
John
John Stones.
Stones.
The last time out.
They've been consistent.
He
Two
scored
goals
his
in
first goal
incredible
for Manchester
performance.
City.
Yeah.
In the Manchester City color. And he scored a brace.
It's called
Scored a
a
brace.
It's
brace.
a massive one for him.
Thanks to certain
And then you
maestro
cannot leave
in
out
Kevin
a
De
player
Bruyne.
like Kevin De Bruyne
De
too.
Bruyne, yeah.
No, always wins
Yeah.
wonders, definitely.
But the defense has actually
He
got
recorded his 100 assists.
Assist in the
Yeah,
Premier
in
League.
all
that game.
competitions.
That's 5 more than
Fantastic.
anybody else.
Fantastic. I mean, okay, result of games that went down. Wolverhampton went down surprisingly. I lost to West Bromwich Albion. 3 goals to Semi Ajayi scoring that one. And of course, for Nuno Espirito Santos, your case is not today. We'll come back to that. Marcelo Bielsa also losing at home to Brighton and Hove Albion by a long goal. I'm not saying Bielsa, okay, Bielsa.
Maybe it's from Bayelsa.
Marcelo Bielsa losing that one by a long goal. And of course, West Ham United 1-0 win over Burnley. Chelsea here by a red card. Yes, I will say that anyway. Winning away to Fulham. That's why Leicester City 2 goals to nothing over
3
Southampton.
points at the end of the
We'll see
day.
how this night pans out.
Tottenham Hotspur taking 1 win over Sheffield United goalless, and of course Arsenal games tomorrow. No, today.
Today.
Yeah, West Ham, West Bromwich Albion. Leicester City against Chelsea.
Vardy is not sure if he's going to,
So you're
play that
happy,
match.
Vardy's
yeah,
not coming.
I'm happy. And I think Chelsea, I think they should just get that kind of probably hope, or should I say confidence that they can actually get this over the line.
Really?
Yes.
Kings Power Stadium?
Yes.
You go
It's
shock
sure
them,
for you.
you go
But,
see- you go see
I've,
Vardy
I've,
on
I've
starting
been a
lineup.
massive critic of Frank Lampard these days. So
you have to be a real critic, really.
Lampard out.
You can't spend 200 million. and not
If
be
he
a
wins,
critic.
Lampard in.
Guys, we have to go now. 3:58. A certain girl is disturbing me already. Okay, guys, you have to go.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking sport on the show this afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic. Too. We'll meet again next week.
Shout out to Chelsea fans. We'll win this night.
Okay, many thanks to everybody I've joined on the show on all social media and do definitely. Thanks so much. I will just have about today. I remain the sport illuminator Raymond. Up next is something clinic, health clinic with Yetunde. Okay, radio clinic with Yetunde. Okay, our stay tuned is still gonna be fantastic.